Most Americans revile socialism, yet Barack Obama's poll numbers remain competitive. One explanation? He's a longtime disciple of a man whose mission was to teach radicals to disguise their ideology. The presumptive Democratic presidential nominee's choice of the word change as his campaign's central slogan is not the product of focus group studies or the brainstorming sessions of his political consultants. One of Obama's main inspirations was a man dedicated to revolutionary change that he was convinced, quote, must be preceded by a passive, affirmative, non-challenging attitude toward change among the mass of our people. They must feel so frustrated, so defeated, so lost, so futureless in the prevailing system that they are willing to let go of the past and change the future, end quote. Senator Obama was trained by Chicago's Industrial Areas Foundation, founded in 1940 by the radical organizer Saul Alinsky. In the 1980s, Obama spent years as director of the Developing Communities Project, which operated using Alinsky's strategies, and was involved with two other Alinsky-oriented entities, Acorn and Project Vote. On the Obama campaign website can be found a photo of him teaching in a University of Chicago classroom, with power analysis and relationships built on self-interest written on the blackboard. Key terms utilized in the Alinsky method. The far-left Alinsky had no time for liberalism or liberals, declaring that, quote, a liberal is someone who puts his foot down firmly on thin air, end quote. He wanted nothing less than transformational radicalism. Quote, America was begun by its radicals, he wrote. America was built by its radicals. The hope and future of America lies with its radicals. And so, this is the job for today's radical, to fan the embers of hopelessness into a flame to fight. To say, let us change it together, end quote. Alinsky students ranged, quote, from militant Indians to Chicanos to Puerto Ricans to blacks from all parts of the black power spectrum, from Panthers to radical philosophers, from a variety of campus activists, SDS, and others, to a priest who was joining a revolutionary party in South America, end quote. Capitalism always was considered the enemy. Quote, America's corporations are a spiritual slum, he wrote, and their arrogance is the major threat to our future as a free society, end quote. Is it surprising that an Alinsky disciple such as Obama can promise so blithely to increase taxes on CEOs? Obama calls his years as an Alinsky-esque community organizer in Chicago, quote, the best education I ever had, and where I learned the true meaning of my Christian faith, end quote. But as radicalism expert Richard Lawrence Poe has noted, quote, camouflage is key to Alinsky-style organizing. In organizing coalitions of black churches in Chicago, Obama caught flack for not attending church himself. He became an instant churchgoer, end quote. Indeed, Alinsky believed in sacrificing ethics and morals for the great cause. Quote, ethical standards must be elastic to stretch with the times, Alinsky wrote in his last book, Rules for Radicals, adding that all values are relative in a world of political relativity, end quote. Published a year before Alinsky's death in 1972, Rules for Radicals includes a dedication in which he gives, quote, an over-the-shoulder acknowledgement to the very first radical, who rebelled against the establishment and did it so effectively that he at least won his own kingdom, Lucifer, end quote. Alinsky's writings even explain what often seems like Obama's oversized ego. In New Hampshire in January, for example, the senator told an audience that, quote, a beam of light will come down upon you, you will experience an epiphany, and you will suddenly realize that you must go to the polls and vote for Obama, end quote. It was a bizarre spectacle, but consider that Alinsky believed that, quote, anyone who is working against the haves is always facing odds, and in many cases, heavy odds. If he or she does not have that complete self-confidence, or call it ego, that he can win, then the battle is lost before it is even begun, end quote. According to Alinsky, quote, ego must be so all-pervading that the personality of the organizer is contagious, that it converts the people from despair to defiance, creating a mass ego, end quote. Alinsky also readily admitted that he didn't trust the people themselves. Quote, it is the schizophrenia of a free society that we outwardly espouse faith in the people, but inwardly have strong doubts whether the people can be trusted, he wrote. Seeking some meaning in life, the middle class, according to Alinsky, turned to an extreme chauvinism and become defenders of the American faith, end quote. This is evocative of Obama's remark during the primaries that small-town Americans are bitter and cling to guns or religion. Obama is also following Alinsky's instructions to the hard left for attaining power in America.